All right, so you guys are on the back of the dragon, flying off into the sunset. You have defeated the Saint Charlemagne, the Saint of Glory, in his own citadel. Uh, as you are flying off, uh, the storm clearing, as the angels that your new genie friend had been holding off kind of retreat back into the city, and you meet up with him flying alongside of you, the wind whistling past you all, and you see your ship riding up, flying up to meet you, and you're all flying off into the
Full of
sunset together.
sloths.
Hmm?
It's full of sloths.
Yeah. So it matches pace with the dragon underneath you, and the door slides open, and you see a slod with a mustache. Says, I think you might be more comfortable in here.
It should have that tentacle mustache that like catfish have.
Yeah, yeah, it's got the
Like
Or it
tentacle
could have a,
mustache,
or it's a slot. It could just have like a normal bushy mustache.
or both. What do you think?
What's funnier?
a bushy mustache
What's
with
what's
tentacles.
funnier is I'm trying to decide what Isabella would need to assume to not just
Wait,
immediately
it has a bushy mustache, but they're all like Celia. They're like
like if I see a slod open a door in the ship that we're in and like beckon us in, what's like the over under on me just fulcruming him and throwing him like out into the
Well,
open
the ship's
sky?
compromised.
Like
I mean, he's not an Alvarez infiltrator.
he's not.
Um,
How much do what did the Illithid? I don't care enough about
well,
like D and
if
D
it's
lore.
really important, Slod all have like, or is it only the green ones that can polymorph or whatever themselves?
I think all of them can.
Yeah, well, I know. I think the green ones can be anything, and the red and blue ones can turn them back into who they were before, or something like that. I forget.
Okay. So maybe you just see instead of a
Which is
slot.
very useful against the mind reader. That doesn't read minds; it just throws people around.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
Yeah.
like
So you see Rolando open the door, but he is pregnant.
What
oh, all
the
right, he's going out the airlock.
fuck? That's worse.
Double
Get him out of
kill.
here.
Oh God. Rolando Embreg.
I mean, you were just talking about that Schwarzenegger movie,
I
so
know. But Cell's no Danny DeVito.
I'm not Danny DeVito, but we're making him. He's gonna crawl out like a fucking greasy man out of a leather couch.
Ooh.
anyway,
I think I'm just gonna kill the dragon and end us all after that mental
Maybe
image.
this-
Goodbye,
maybe
everyone.
throw yourself off the
Isn't that
dragon.
isn't that
Today
like
was
a
a
gift
mistake.
from the fucking show? I don't know. I didn't watch it.
That the closest thing I can think of where that would make any sense whatsoever would be the friggin' Rhino in Ace Ventura 2. I don't know what leather couch. All right. Well, as long as it doesn't look like some weird outside dimension infiltration, Isabella will help ferry everybody into the ship.
That one.
Oh, that.
It's a gift for ants.
Hate
Is that
that.
always sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Very sunny.
That's a full moon there at the end of the GIF.
He needs a bigger butt. He needs to work on that. A very flat ass. Kind of disappointed. Danny, come on, man. Pump it up. What are you, 60?
God.
Uh, hmm. Anyway,
How about
getting
that?
back.
I have to sleep if I'm gonna res all these people. I have to sleep a couple times.
What people?
Well, I'm gonna try to res Jocks
Did
All
we
the
take them
reses for
with us?
Aurelia
Shit.
and Dumont.
twice.
I mean, you guys have been flying around pretty recklessly, and they did like any that you brought along as zombies died in like the first round of combat.
So we didn't have. So we don't have them.
So they're gone. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Great. Cool.
Well, since
Oh,
this is
my
my
God.
solemn
Life,
task,
though.
I'll have to not get on the ship and I'll have to go look for him.
No, the last time that happened, you were on a river for God knows how fucking long. So
That's the problem.
He's safer if he goes and looks for them, I think.
I'll polymorph myself, sit in a corner, and I was like, all right, where are these guys at? I gotta make sure my black mold plan goes accordingly. I don't know. Or I get on the ship. I don't know.
Okay.
Have I been threatened yet? Did I get like the cold glare? It's like, all right, fine, I'll go look for him.
Well, yeah, you guys are all now strapping into the ship for the long flight back.
Let's go get these bodies before Elijah can makes another body for me to res.
Yeah, I think what's happening here is that we're being told there are no bodies to get.
But I can find them with a
I
short
mean,
rest.
it would be
don't
very
really
dangerous.
think now is the time to be heading
but
back
it would be
into the ship.
dangerous.
It's okay. I can res them for like the next 200 years. So if we could find a piece of their body later, that would also work.
Like, how much do I know Elijah's mad at me? Have I like received a cold glare?
Oh,
my God.
it's evident.
So right now, Noctum didn't even know that was your family. He's like, oh, he's mad about something.
You just
Since
got
you're angry.
Rolando next to you.
Oh, that's his problem, anyways.
The player, have missed something.
Yeah, Noctum killed my entire family and Jock's wife.
Yeah, when we fought the Saint, when we first fought it, the Saint had Jacques' wife and Elijah's family up there as sort of like negotiating chips, as like hostages, I guess, to keep us from just opening up all barrels. And the battle starts. Aurelia is like right in front of Jacques as she's like stabbing at him, and Noctum just goes circle of death.
And just
Got it.
straight
I
up
didn't even
kills
know.
all of
I
them.
didn't. I wasn't paying attention, and thus Noctum wasn't paying attention.
Which
I just
is
was like, oh, this is the room of
not-
dudes.
not for nothing.
I'm nuking
not,
this
like,
room of
as a
dudes.
player, I'm not mad. That is classic Noctum. Not paying attention. Ooh, finally, big open area, lots of enemies. Boom!
I'm gonna use this 21 intellect to be
Like
oblivious
Noctum
and go, huh?
100% is.
Elijah's been
Noctum-
mad at me ever since that room full of people.
Listen,
I feel like-
you have
I
intellect,
feel
you
at
don't
some
have wisdom.
point.
Yeah.
I feel at some point in Noctum's life, he definitely has stated, "I don't care how big the room is. I cast Fireball."
Actually, you're wrong.
In his life, in his whole
Did he have Fireball
40
before
years,
he
I was
died?
gonna say,
Some things might have happened in that like week, but you know, and before the week, he wasn't going around nuking people.
all right, let's get on with this.
Anyway.
Let's leave.
Well, Minsk is just there trying to provide support to Aerith and Jacques at the moment.
I'm just big sleepy. I use a lot of spells, and I got the shit kicked out of me.
yeah, you're probably all pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
So Elijah, what are you doing? Are you making a fuss?
Who else on the ship?
Everybody.
Crashing the ship.
The whole party plus
Your wife.
your wife, a couple of other shadows,
Agent Onyx.
yeah, the pilot you probably don't care about.
But some of them you do.
How many shadows do I have?
Oh my!
I mean, at this point, probably hundreds spread out throughout the empire in a
How
network.
many shadows on the ship?
Oh, I think it's Arbaz and Layla.
There's 3 of us here. How many people are joining Aerith in falling asleep?
Are you gonna kill me?
Not you.
No,
Not
I
you.
No,
I
he's
have-
waiting
I
to
have-
see how many people are asleep so that way 3 of them can gang up on Noctum.
If we have a surprise round, 2 assassins and 1 fucking Death Knight, are fairly effective in a single round of damage dealing. And Noctum asleep with no spell slots would be a prime target. Murder him and throw him off the ship.
Does he sleep?
I do the Warforged thing. Going by the
Power's
stat
down.
block.
Mm,
It's like 4 hours of like you're conscious, but you can't do shit.
got it. I mean, Minsk is definitely. I mean, he's tired too. He needs to rest. Minsk has his mindset about all this stuff is not going into what is happening. He's just like, yeah, we won. Things suck. Once we get back, we'll start talking through the usual. That's all that's going through his head.
Okay. So you guys are all nodding off in your seats. You're all like doing the whole like airline nap kind of thing.
Minsk is a professional at sleeping in various poses because UDDC military service means that you learn how to sleep pretty much anytime, anywhere.
I think
Yeah,
Isabella's
just-
tired enough where she's gonna try and sleep, but I don't think she's a heavy sleeper. So
Jock's like sitting in his chair and he's got his gauntlet. He's got his left hand gauntlet off and is just staring at his wedding ring.
Okay, so that's 1 person awake outside of the pilot.
Yeah, who's in the cockpit?
I would be sleepy, but if Jacques looking at his ring, all morose.
He's not. It's not like a "Whoa, woe is me," like a sadness thing. Like there's like bits of anger and frustration and stuff in it.
Yeah. But it's still Aerith. She would want to stay up.
Ugh, just get some
I-
sleep.
I will say that Agent Onyx is awake because Minsk and he will often switch off for this kind of thing, but I don't think he would get involved. This is kind of one of those. This is above my pay grade. He would just be like,
Mhm.
nope.
We've established Cell's not going to be mad at me as a real person. And we've established I'm not mad at Cell, but once again, Elijah is a murder whore, and you just murdered his family. I don't think it
I
makes
can
sense for me to
rest
do
them
anything.
200
don't
With
have to
what?
within
body.
Their
200
bodies will
years.
be burned.
Like we
Don't
need
you
the
There'll be
bodies.
have-
nothing left.
don't you have shadows all over the Empire?
Yes, but I just pulled my only shadow out of the capital.
Yeah. Like
Get better.
there are shadows all over the Empire except the capital.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is Layla was the coordinator from the capital.
I mean, shit. The one suggestion I would give is
And the
we
shadows
do
that were in
have
the capital we murdered.
the one thing that I would say is we do have a genie. Could at least wish the bodies. Like wish the bodies back. But pop off, King. Do what you need to do. Let's roll these dice.
is this conversation in character or out of character?
Oh, completely out of
I
character.
do love
Yeah.
Jacques saying pop off king.
So the worst part is I would normally want to stay at the Capitol to loot the fucking place, and I was like, "Ooh, steal some
There's
gems.
There's
Um,
so many angels.
but, like,
It's not
There's
an
so
option.
many problems with that because the issue that I have thinking of it is there's no telling if it would call the Empress back. It would definitely call the Saint of Duty back.
Yeah, we did
Like,
not
she would
conquer the
speed
city.
to the
We
capital.
assassinated a guy and got out. The city is
Yeah.
still firmly under their control.
Like
DC
if
15 or
These-
higher.
These are nice arguments, but the main reason making me get on the ship is
15 or
like,
higher
"Oh,
what?
they're going to be mad if I run off again."
DC 15 or higher, this is going to be just a flat will save for whether or not Elijah thinks clearly. Let's find out. No.
Dave, you said 15. I was like, you do get a +3 on that because you're near me, but
It,
still
it,
puts it up with
The thought crosses your mind that maybe Jacques would disapprove, but it's just barely not enough
It's
to
just
stop you.
barely not enough to stop me. So yeah, I'm gonna give the nod to the two of my shadows, and
How big is this thing?
The nod.
yeah. Do you have a ship for us to be on?
Uh,
God. Did he?
no, I don't think so.
All
I
right,
think
so
this
we're
is gonna
going
be
on the
theater
break.
of
We're
mind.
going on the break now. Shit.
No, I think this is just gonna be theater of mind.
Cool.
I mean,
So
it's
I'm
pretty.
just gonna like wander over to not like right next to Nils, but just over near his side of the ship and like wave them over to me like I want to talk to him real quick.
Hmm. Yeah, they'll come over, obviously.
But they've gotten the nod. And then yeah, as if we think we can get close enough that we can do this as a surprise round without anyone reacting, we are all three just going to swing at once.
All right. Well, that depends on what Noctum is doing. So, what is Noctum doing?
He said he's planning on going into power down mode.
Is that what
I
Noctum's
well,
doing?
I don't need to take a long rest. I'd just take a short rest.
Yep, which means I've got an hour.
Okay.
You're not asleep during a short rest, though. He's still awake.
No, he's still awake. But once again, he knows I'm mad. I don't think he knows I'm murderous.
Yeah.
That's up to our good friend Cell here to decide if his character realizes.
I
just
think if
what
I
this
see you
guy
walking
has
over, I'd try to
knowledge is.
annul the situation, and I would make
I think-
you have to deal with a wisdom save really quick.
Oh, fucking shit bricks.
But that's just a cantrip.
Ah, yes, friends, the cantrip that does not make things better.
Holy shit.
Makes things better temporarily.
Elijah, why are you so mad? Did I do something?
There's a fucking harm.
So let's make you a little less murderous.
I will say he is
If you're
kind of
fighting it.
fighting it. Yeah.
Yup.
I haven't initiated anything.
No, Elijah
If-
has.
if that doesn't work,
he is
though.
actively walking to you to stab you.
Oh,
Elijah considers himself in combat 100%.
well, if he has the gait of a murderous man, you can just take this
Yeah.
wisdom save instead.
Okay. Oh god.
Okay, that's a different roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Sleep.
No, I
And
failed.
that's a
I-
fucking one.
I
He's
passed
in a
one.
fit.
Let me see.
Dude, no, that's not even.
It doesn't work on
out.
saves,
You're
though.
seizing.
It
It doesn't work on saves.
Yeah,
I
I
thought you said
Oh no, it
yeah.
doesn't happen on saves. That's all right.
Okay.
yeah, because that you said that you ended up procking it too many times.
Now they did change sleep. So do you want to go with the old sleep? Because this sleep is just like a save instead of like the weird HP thing. So he gets 2 chances to not go asleep for like a minute. And this
That's
isn't a
DM
spear,
rules.
so I can hit all
Do
the
you have-
shadows
Do you have?
if they're in
s-
5 feet of each other.
Do you need to
Because
sleep?
incapacitated, and then he goes unconscious.
A Dampire needed to sleep. I don't know about this one.
I'm looking.
Point here is that it doesn't. I mean, it says sleep, but it also states like.
I'm just
goes
stunned you have spell
unconscious.
slots left. I thought you were out.
This is from a talent. I have a Wizard Initiate. It gives me 2 cantrips
Ah.
of sleep.
God, he has a feat.
This is my little trump card I never get to use.
Orange.
I mean, it could be a very good trump card.
Eat, drink, or breathe. So you do still sleep.
Technically, I think the spell works on me. Even I think I have no idea. It only specifies elves. Elves is
Each
like
creature of your choice in a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. So it would affect.
Now I don't know if I see the shadows. I don't know how
Uh,
big this thing is. It's like
it's
a
pretty-
big
it's pretty
sail
small.
airplane.
I'm gonna say I was gonna say that you would need to, because I assume that is Elijah like trying to feign he's just like walking nonchalantly before he stabs?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's walking up for an assassination.
Yeah.
You
So
know, like
could
I
you
said,
give-
he was walking over near Noctum and like waving the other two over like he was going to talk to them. He wasn't walking with blade out directly at Noctum.
Yeah. So could you give me a deception check?
Absolutely.
Would this be against like insights?
This would be passive insight from Noctum,
Okay.
and let's see. So they only get +3 deception. Okay. So what is your passive insight, Noctum?
Well, not high enough for that.
Not
But-
high enough for it. Not
I'm
high
just
enough.
kind of thinking because it's very strange. I don't think Elijah's ever talked to me before. Nonetheless,
absolutely
calling
talked to
two dudes
yeah.
to talk with him.
Hang on. You have one person in your corner though.
You guys both hatched the thing about transporting the tree. Like, you guys do weird shit together
I think
all
that was
the
the
time.
one time I talked to him. I don't really understand the scenario I was talking him in with. Also, Elijah planted that tree in my house, and I don't really want that tree in my house.
That's very true. He did.
Okay, slides are dumb. Never mind.
I'm just like trying to think, because I do have another reason to do this, but I'm just trying to think if there's a good reason I would do it. I think the main thing is I tried the friends thing, and it's like, oh, that didn't work. So there's not a lot of
I
airplane.
mean, they're moving up within 10.
That's the
and
thing
then
is
drop.
you try if you also if you do try the Fritz things first, like you just said, isn't that an action?
It would be an action.
Yeah, but
They both
So you
take
wouldn't have
an
an
action.
you wouldn't have an action left to use this other ability.
I know, but I'd use that, and it's like, oh, and then I'd like back off, and then like you
Delay,
like
though.
go stab me or something.
I mean, that's the
Um,
thing. Do you
It's
have
like
the
very,
room
it's very
to back
weird and
off?
nebulous.
So Elijah and Layla are obviously cool.
Because the thing is, I've had to deal with so many assassins.
I'm gonna adjust to what the rolls have told me here, if I can collate all the inputs so far. So Elijah and Layla are smooth operators. You guys are used to like working in crowds and keeping your faces blank. What's
Yeah,
Arbaz?
Arbaz is a little bit more of a loose cannon.
Arbaz is very much a loose cannon. He's much more used to just like going up and murdering people. He's got a relatively decent, poker face when he needs to. But where is he? Rolando looks up at just the right moment to catch that murderous gleam in his eye and says to Noctum, "Hey, they look pretty bad. They look pretty mad at you. Did you do something?" And that's when Noctum, you look up and you see them coming, and obviously they look normal to you, but you have at least some warning. And I guess you can try and cast. I'm trying to think about if you would cast Sleep or Friends.
That's because if he casts friends first, that's the action for this round, and I've got the time
Yeah.
to get in and start my hits.
So I guess I'll put the question to you, Tenolis, if based on the information.
The thing is also, in combat, a skill is also an action. So the deception would be your action. If you want to be cunty about it.
I think.
'Cause I'm just like I'm trying to think, because I want to keep it fair. Because I think being stabbed to death is kind of fun.
Well, so the thing would be that you're not surprised when they stab you, which does help quite a bit.
Yes.
How much plane do I have? Because they're within 10 feet when
That
I
is a
try the
question.
friends.
How much
and if the
plane
friends
exists
doesn't
here?
work, if the friends doesn't work, I'm scooting back 30 feet.
I don't think you have a full 30 feet, and they also
See, that
can...
makes it strange. So I got to be a smooth operator. I've charmed minotaurs in a labyrinth, but I had an exit plan. So I got to have an exit plan. So these guys are coming at me. I'll probably sleep, but once this sleep happens, you have a second save to see if you have to deal. Like this is like, oh hey, you're like unconscious for like what? Like you need 2 fails to like fall asleep or something. So you're incapacitated until the end of the next turn, and then a second save. See if you're unconscious for until you
Oh, this
take
one-
damage, I guess, or a minute. I don't
Or
know.
for the duration, which is a minute.
Yeah.
Does
So you can wait. You can wake up after that and still stab me.
is
I'm trying to
Jacques
think.
still awake, staring at his ring while this is happening? And does Elijah
as-
fall?
It's the as they're. I would say that's like as they're moving forward and Rolando speaks up. That's when Jacques looks up, and Jacques' passive insight is 15, so he'd see that. He'd see Arbaz at least.
Mhm.
I think
Um,
the
Does
sleep
so
doesn't
Elijah
annul.
drop?
I'm waiting until 100% confirmation of I stab at him happens.
I think I will do the sleep because that doesn't annul his situation. Because there is one thing I want to do.
Okay. So yeah, so you cast sleep. Elijah fails the save against sleep. Let's see if his
Yeah, the
Assistance.
systems also have to fail. So
Layla and
she
Is
doesn't
sleep
fall asleep.
Good
is
God,
sleep group
Layla.
cast?
that's wow. Layla's
my-
really
that's
on
my
it.
It's a
girl.
5-foot sphere.
That's my
5-foot
girl.
radius sphere. So it's a 10-foot diameter.
Yeah, I mean he can get all 3 of them, no problem.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Who
I didn't
else
realize
does
that
he
was all.
hit?
That's how wide is the ship?
Well, no, yeah, who else is in this?
Well, it's creatures of my choice, so I do the shadows because they're the
Okay.
ones that I
Okay.
know aren't Elijah's like. Like, if Nocturne didn't have to deal with like multiple
That would
shadows
be
trying to stab him
Elijah
throughout the
and
fucking.
Arbaz incapacitated.
Yeah.
Question: Does my 12? Because Elijah falls asleep, right?
Well, I'm incapacitated, so I'm not asleep
Incapacitated.
yet.
Okay.
He's collapsing.
I'm just dizzy
Let's-
and starting to collapse, I guess.
Let's roll initiative.
So my question is, do I wake up to the noise of?
I don't think there's any noise yet.
Yeah, I think I need to roll my second one to see if I fall.
Well, that'd be at the end of your next turn. So
Oh, is it?
Why am I so aware?
Because I'm not unconscious yet. I'm just incapacitated.
That's why you're so aware, because he's not unconscious yet.
Okay. So can I get can I please get initiative rolls from everybody that's going to be participating in any capacity?
Correct, I did. I just don't have a token to pick on the map I'm on.
Yeah, same.
Just put it on the map.
Okay.
Okay. Here, I'll give you
There.
a turn.
Boom.
At
There we go.
turn.
I added myself.
Thank you.
I don't know. Sleep
I'll put you all
yet.
over here. Did you re-roll or okay? You did.
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Yeah,
So
I'm fixing mine as well because I
got
rolled
the
a 12.
shadows. Where is Mr. Noctum? 10. Okay.
I got it.
Damn.
Uh,
Okay.
Hang on, I gotta add a turn for you. I gotta add a turn for Mr. Rolando.
And Pargear.
Pargear is outside. He's not gonna be helping.
Pargear tastefully abstains.
He has a red slad because he cannot cast spells. Who's this? Okay.
There
so
should
we're
also
gonna
be a
have-
Frederick in here somewhere.
But he died.
Frederick's just my familiar.
Have you resummoned him?
I can do it for free, so yeah. I didn't have Frederick with me because I wanted him at like the end doing stuff or whatever.
Okay. Doesn't he go on your initiative?
Yeah.
Okay, then he'll just go on your turn then. Okay, so we're gonna say that
Though there's also one thing I want to know.
yeah,
Has it been 10 minutes?
Since when?
since your combat.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because like I'm just wondering, like we're all getting in the ship, and we're cruising away. If it hasn't been
don't-
10 minutes yet, I still have telekinesis.
I don't think he would be doing this until people have started to fall asleep. So I think we'd be
That is true. So we don't have to worry
in
about
flight.
Okay. So let's see. So the surprise round is basically, where is it? So Tenellis initiated. Yeah, I'm gonna say Tenellis surprised everybody by casting sleep.
I think it's more like I annulled the surprise round.
Yeah. So we're at the top of the initiative count for Arbaz, so he gets his second wisdom save to try and not fall asleep. Arbaz falls unconscious after
There's the
Tenellis
thud.
casts a spell on
Yep.
him. Thud. Aerith, you are first to react.
My passive insight is 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would like to assess the situation. Actually, I don't think there's much assessing if it's 4 people surrounding Noctum in the corner of the ship.
Yeah.
Uh.
Well, one of them just fell unconscious, and it was the person who was who would have given the game away, but they're
Yep.
now asleep. So if you weren't looking until
Elijah,
now,
Elijah and Layla are. Elijah's looking woozy. Layla is unreadable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
so-
think I don't think any game is given away.
yeah.
It's
So
still
from your
weird.
perspective, the shadows were walking towards Noctum, and Noctum decided to cast a spell on them, and one of them
Actually, it
has
doesn't.
collapsed.
This is an enchantment spell, and I can do that without verbal or somatics.
Okay.
So they just fall asleep.
Okay.
Alright,
so
so-
Arbaz just collapses with no indication of why.
I'm gonna make my way to Arbaz.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to make sure he's all right. What's going on?
He appears to be
Wait,
unconscious.
do
Would you
We're
you
like
being
to
shake
take a
attacked by
heroic?
angels.
I do not. I haven't touched him
I-
yet.
God, that is the question.
Because if you shake him, he wakes up, and that'd be so funny.
I would. What
Think
is
about it, the
going
effect.
on
Wake
here?
up, Tantalus. You fucking ruined it.
And I'm not gonna shake him. You don't shake a fallen person. That's wild.
Take a
Y'all-
sleepwalker.
I'm gonna check his pulse lightly, but I am going to ask. I'm still going to ask. What is going on? What happened to Arbaz? Elijah, you don't look like you feel good. What? I was just. What?
That's probably about as much as you can get out in 6 seconds.
Yeah, but I am checking his pulse.
He doesn't have a pulse. He's a Dampier.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh my! This man is dead.
What has happened to him?
I'm gonna check him for injuries. That's what I'm gonna do on my.
Okay. I believe there's a medicine skill.
That I don't think.
It's wisdom based. You'll be
Oh, I
fine.
do.
No injuries. He just collapsed. If you didn't know better, you'd think he was sleeping.
That's the end of my turn. I'm very confused.
Okay. Rolando's turn. Rolando. I'm trying to think what Rolando would do. as the first one to act.
So Elijah's not in sleep territory yet. He can't shake him yet. He's too fast. He should wait. Maybe he should hold his turn to shake Elijah away. I don't know.
Rolando, you mean?
I'm just like, what the fuck does a trained assassin do in this situation? Surely they like know what to do in this situation, right?
Well, Rolando was just a town guard. Now he's
Rolando's
an incarnation
your
of
He's a loser.
baby daddy.
yeah.
Baby mommy?
Now
Baby
he's
mommy.
pregnant with your baby.
Oh, my Orlando.
Yeah, Rolando's your
Mhm.
guy.
Oh, I thought we were talking. Man,
No, this
Oh
is your
my
teammate.
god!
too many French people.
But does he get involved?
I mean, he gets involved somehow. I'm sure. If I mean, he is pregnant. Also, he's got to think of the baby.
God.
This isn't my suggestion, folks. It's not my kink. Yet,
What?
nothing.
You're the cause of all this.
I just put a creature in him. It's fine.
Okay. What does he do? Does he do?
I think.
one-
Let's see here. I don't know. I think. Hmm. I think I know what I want Orlando to do.
What would you
If I
like
can-
Rolando to do?
Orlando, can you go steal something from Elijah really quick?
Okay. Elijah is currently falling to the floor.
Do I
wheezing.
know where Elijah's fucking trinket pocket is?
You know where some of them are.
Yeah, only some of
alright.
them. You don't know about the ones sewn under my skin.
He's got a few of the trinkets shoved up his butt. He
Alright.
smokes
No, he,
them in like a
he,
mule.
he has legit established that he does occasionally sew them under his skin so that they can never be without them.
Well, I
Hey, man,
don't.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
need
know
you to
about
back.
that. So
Alrighty, Edgelord, I'm gonna need you to back up from the brink there.
I mean, he gets advantage on con saves as long as he has one. He will never be without one, ever.
there's only a certain one I want. So
Which
let's see
one
here.
would that
Oh
be?
god, he wants the
snow
hag
globe?
one.
I want the hag one. That's kind of
Oh.
the main reason I'm doing this sleep. It's like this might be my chance. He's mad. I'm going to steal it really quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So Rolando.
I think I
sensing
want
your desires-
Orlando. Like,
Maybe we
can you go
should
keep
just
the other
crash
one
the
that's
ship.
not a sleep company? Go ask him about his day.
Her about her day, you mean, Layla?
Yeah, I gotta
Well, he's not asleep.
go. Yeah, go after her, please, really quick. Keep her distracted.
He's going. Well, she's next, so he's going to get up and go up to her and attempt to distract her by making small talk.
Yes.
Uh,
Perfect.
let's see. So she's not about to stab a pregnant person to get to her target. So she's trying to shove
What are
her
these
way
morals,
past.
Elijah? You gotta train her better.
Yeah, I
It's-
also know what I want her to do on her turn.
It's not her target, so she's.
And that's a
she's,
stabbing.
It's her turn. Elijah, what are you wanting her to do?
With one hand, she's just going to flip off Rolando. With the other, she's going to reach over and shake Elijah.
Elijah's
Okay.
not sleeping.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It ends the spell's effect, which includes the first part of it.
Oh, does it?
Dummy. Hey, dummy, wake up.
And then she's going to step to within 5 feet of Gentleus.
Okay. Yeah. She scoots around. Rolando's still like, hey, come on, come on. He's just a little guy.
Yeah, I assume I don't have her stat block, but I assume she has no good bonus actions to do.
No. So then it is Elijah's turn. Elijah is awake.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Handle divinity.
Okay, so you impose disadvantage. Which,
Intervene,
yeah,
which makes it a base roll, which makes it that 12.
yep.
Why do you have abilities left? Stop it.
I only used it once, and I used Confiteor's Charge. Because because Charlemagne never did the meteor a second time.
Elijah's gonna look over, glare at you, and swing again.
Protection. Oh, well, I've already used
You
my
could.
reaction.
You've already used your reaction.
Do I have a reaction? Ah!
I mean, you still have a reaction.
I
Yes.
also would
I don't
like
know.
to
I
note.
mean,
Actually, no, it's fine. You're going. You're doing stuff.
gonna stay because it moves and it basically swaps positions, so he's behind me. But
I still have movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the? Let's see here. There's one stupid thing I can do,
be right back, real quick.
and it's because does that crit hit me?
32. Yeah, I imagine so.
There's this stupid thing that you gave to us like a year ago, and it was a book to learn a skill. No, that's a range attack. I can't even do it. This thing's worthless. But there's another one. No, I can't even. Oh man, I don't even understand why this thing exists. It doesn't work. All right, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think that would have improved your AC enough.
Oh, it
to-
doesn't do anything. It's a range attack, so I won't. Yeah.
Yeah, even if it wasn't. um. All right, so you
No.
take. What is it?
Yep.
63 damage to Tenelus.
I should do the other thing, but I didn't do the other thing yet.
Okay, how many hit points did you have left?
I was full with temporary.
Okay. So Elijah stabs and like it hurts, but you're still standing. You're just like you're undead. Stabbing doesn't hurt as much as it used to.
Does Rolando
I
appear to go
disagree. I
hostile upon
think
doing
that
that?
hurts quite a bit. Elijah, where the fuck
Yeah, I
are
think
you
it's safe to
stabbing
say
me?
that Rolando is hostile. Your whales
Also,
from the
where are
Arabian.
you getting this advantage from?
My Layla that's you got up next to you on the other side
Wait, when should you do that?
during her turn, like I said.
Yeah, she's
Mm.
shoving her way. She shoved her way past, but she didn't stab anybody.
Because like from my point of view, my back's
Okay,
to the
I'm
wall,
back.
and Frederick's on the other side. So I'm like, how are you getting
Well,
this flanking?
Yeah, that's the problem with Realm of the Mind here. So
Okay.
that was not my understanding of the situation. Obviously, we're playing Realm of the
Wait.
Mind.
Okay.
DM
So
rules.
what's going on?
We're trying to
You're
figure out
arguing
where we
about
are
whether-
standing in the room now. Apparently,
All right, let's arrange people.
We can easily
I'm
make
still
this little
confused how
square.
big
We
this
can
ship
easily
is,
make
honestly.
this rectangle the ship.
Yeah. So
How
I'm
big is this
imagining-
delay thing?
I'm imagining like Tenelus was kind of sitting like on the side there, and then Layla kind of shoved past like that.
I also don't know where on the map we are.
We're
Top right corner.
up here.
Cool.
Your little
Okay.
bateau.
See, the thing is, she would have to move Frederick really quick. Is all I'm saying.
She can also stand on the ceiling if she wants.
Which is not flanking. How tall is this thing?
Flanking in 3 directions.
Like how big is this silly little ship? Because my imagining, it's just like a fucking normal airplane, and it's cramped as shit.
Is
Yeah.
Arbaz all the way over here?
He's probably like here-ish. So you're there, and then Jock also came in to impose disadvantage.
Yeah, as much room
And
as
it swaps.
as many people as we fit in here. Sometimes I've been thinking about it as like a cargo plane, but yeah, I also don't know how big the
Yeah.
ship is.
In my mind, it's just a Helldivers 2 Pelican. Like, it's the only thing I can think of.
I would put it that it's it's not big enough for us to like constantly meander around. Like, so I mean, all of this stuff is cramped fucking movement. So it's just really like, yeah, like I'm definitely going like, oh yeah, I do my channel divinity, I move him out of the way, but I can't like move him out of your reach because it just goes, oh, you just moved him to the left, stab that way.
Oh yeah, that's the other reason you probably shouldn't have flanking if like Jock's moving me.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have flanking on the second hit then.
Okay, so where is she? Let's go ahead and just
Layla?
position everybody.
So there,
So I think
I
we're
feel this is a
positioned.
good spot of where we all are.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm just
How
gonna
tall-
like
how
take.
tall's
I'm
the
just gonna
ship?
take off the crit damage, I guess, for now.
How tall's the ship?
Like 8 feet.
So you couldn't like go onto the ceiling and be out of our reach.
Well, no, but could someone crouch on the ceiling?
It's not going to
Take
give
it
you
Yeah,
back.
flanking.
you're the only one in the party that's ever moved on the ceiling consistently. Could you? Could you crouch?
You're not a ceiling walker anymore.
Honestly, Layla's art.
Not anymore, but I have wings.
He could float. Yeah.
That's the thing. If I'm losing advantage, sure, I hit with a 21. But is there a way for me to get advantage?
Even if you're on the
Um,
ceiling, you're not flanking.
Yeah, because Layla's on the ceiling too, so it's a V,
I mean-
a V shape.
A V shape with a 5-foot cube.
Because the thing about flanking
If
is
Tennos
that
is taller than 4 feet, we'd
Yeah.
be in it.
the thing about flanking is that the line needs to go through the center of the token, like on opposite sides like that. So if you're on the ceiling, then the line needs to go into the ground to make that flanking.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I hit with a 21 then.
Still hits.
Okay.
And still 23 damage.
30.
Or 33.
Now, did Jock
30.
take that 29, or do I take that 29 too?
No, it just misses.
Just misses because it imposed
Yeah.
disadvantage, which made it a 12. So that first attack blocks off of his shield.
Okay.
Let's see. Rolando takes 13. Yeah, I'm assuming Jacques doesn't do an opportunity attack on Elijah.
I can't. I don't have
Well,
a
if
reaction.
Oh, you don't have a
I'm not
reaction.
getting
That's right. Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
not getting advantage,
Yeah.
I could also probably just stay where
The
I was.
reaction to do my channel divinity.
Okay.
And Elijah's just going to say as he stabs Tedalus, he dies, or all three of us do. Figure it out.
Is it my turn?
It is Jacques' turn and then Tenos' turn.
Okay.
Like
Guess
as
I don't know
Elijah
when your
says
gonna be.
that, Jacques is going to just shout out as he's like trying to put himself between Tenless and them. Just goes, God damn it, you picked the perfect time for this shit. This is the pin. This is the nail in the coffin that ruins all that we've worked for. This can wait. We can discuss this of what happened when we get back. We have options here, Elijah. You're not the only one who lost someone in that city. And I guess I'll try to persuade him.
Oh,
I gotta play smart.
It's a pretty good persuasion. What does Elijah think?
I mean, I don't know how high I'm allowed to set a DC for something, but as far as Elijah's concerned, he's not being convinced anything right now.
Traditionally, 30 is the impossible DC.
Yeah.
So, if you want to set it at 30, like
You want to
it's
say the
ultimately
impossible?
persuasion isn't mind control, so it's ultimately your decision. Jacques just makes a very convincing plea to you
Mhm.
But if you are resolved, then you're resolved.
Yep.
Okay. Then we're back to Teneless.
Where I die.
I'm gonna use my
Hard
bonus
is 20,
action.
very hard is 25, and nearly impossible is 30.
Let's see.
This is where Titulus murders me. And I make a new character.
And then
I think
we're really up a fucking creek.
I was gonna say you
I'm
guys
gonna-
need Elijah. You don't need Teneless
Like, we're-
technically. Not
Yep.
anymore.
We're
I'm gonna
up
put I'm gonna put my hand on Jock's shoulder and go.
Oh.
Let this happen, Jock.
Has everyone lost their goddamned minds?
A beast only wants blood.
Also, Elijah's like 30% sure the lady's gonna bring him back anyways. This is just gonna be very
He
cathartic.
fucking renounced her.
Oh, that's fair. No, Elijah's forgotten about that.
Let's see.
Fucking renounced the elephant bitch.
And I'm not
Wow.
sure I can bring.
But has
Teneless
she
back.
renounced him?
Hey, that's a good question.
I don't think it's possible for her to forget him. She's an elephant.
That's true.
So Teneless, what are you doing anything, or are you just letting this happen?
I'm gonna let him stab me.
All right. Teneless takes no action. Isabella, what are you doing?
I look over and I do that sort of. Does Isabella understand why he's doing this? Like, did we know that was his family? Like, how much information do the rest of us have?
I mean, they talked about how they were their family, and they had like there was a whole conversation where like they were at least for Jacques' wife, there was a conversation.
Okay.
I
Isabella.
mean-
Isabella would just say, Elijah, you unilaterally deciding to kill Teneless without consulting the rest of us can be construed as treason. You can kill him, but the rest of you would also not make it out of here alive. I will throw your girl out the airlock. And I'm just going to telekinetically open the airlock. And Isabel's strapping themselves into the chair so that they cannot be easily moved, and is going to open the airlock and just prepare to fulcrum people out if there's any silliness.
She's just saying that she's just casually buckling in, going fasten your seatbelts, bitches, the ride's starting.
And I think that Elijah would probably, like, I don't know, what's Elijah's insight? Like, how much does Elijah think he understands Isabella?
I mean, decently.
Yeah.
You're pretty honest about
Yeah.
shit.
Isabella is not upset that you're trying to kill Teneless. Isabella's upset that you did not ask people if you could kill Teneless. Elijah can take that as he wishes, but she's also just sitting there. It's like, she will start whipping your friends out the airlock if you keep on doing this.
Starting with your wife. That's fucked up.
That's my turn.
Okay.
I don't,
Just telling him that he fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
just, is held action for Fulcrum if they keep on doing this.
Okay.
I will say, when she opens the door and there's the massive rush of noise, Minx would probably wake up, but he's just sitting there looking around and not moving as he's just like, bonjour, boy.
Just taking it in. This is
Yeah.
somebody else's thing.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
very much where he is right now. He's just gonna sit there and be like,
This is what happens when the proletariat does not have a unified goal. It is infighting the ranks. This is unacceptable in true civilization.
Arbaz is still asleep. So it is Aerith's turn.
Isabel will also put like a foot on Arbaz's cloak so that he doesn't go flying off.
It's like anchors him.
I think that counts as shaking. I think he can wake up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you really just want to get stabbed.
I'm letting him do it. He's not gonna for the good of the party. I gotta get myself stabbed. I just had to put up the act of at least resistance.
This is when Isabella does her limit break, and it's just called Fulcrum's everyone out the door.
Get
There's
the
also
fuck
there's
out.
also I think Elijah would hopefully know that just because he has wings does not mean he has hover from a gravitational collapse. Like this is literally Isabella can kill anyone in this room right now. This is her favorite terrain, a mile in the sky.
Well, I mean, if you throw him out the airlock, he can still fly.
I think for Elijah it would be push him in gravitational collapse, because he's within my push range.
Push him out the door and send him plummeting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He does have like a few friends that could try to save him. I
Yeah,
guess,
but
you
she
know.
also wouldn't start with Elijah, so.
The real drama.
Let's bite into its claws. So I think Rolando is going to.
Oh wow, I'm right here.
What?
It's
It's
my
still
turn.
Aerith's turn.
Oh, I thought you were shaking Arbaz.
No, I'm not touching our
Okay. What are you doing, Aerith?
I'm going to sort of tilt my head, look at Tantalus and look at Elijah. And I'm gonna look at Elijah last. Be like, Elijah, please. If this is what you must do, it is what you must. Free will. Again, I will not step in the way of your free will, and I will not step in the way of Tantalus's free will. But
While you're doing this, there's a loud as fuck air rushing through at the back door.
please.
You might have to shout here.
And I think I'm gonna take a knee. I think I'm gonna buckle myself in for whatever fucking Isabella has planned.
That's a good idea. Okay. Arbaz continues snoozing. Aerith buckles herself in. Rolando is gonna do like the Bilbo Baggins transformation when he sees the ring in Rivendell and go rah at Layla, but into a frog. And he's gonna bite.
I'll
He's
tell
gonna
Orlando not to
claw.
attack
Claw.
anybody. No.
He's caught up in a passion for
No.
his love.
Hey, guess what?
What
Now-
happened to you?
Guess what? Now he's caught up in a fulcrum.
Now he goes out the door.
Oh no.
Other one.
If you were holding an action, you
Yep.
technically
Oh
could.
shit!
Yeah.
Oh, she's throwing up. She's like, oh.
So let's see. So it's
That's a
2 hits
strength
on the
save
claws. It's a strength save.
for a fulcrum.
What are you
I
rolling for?
assume after the first
Religious
swing.
damage?
Yep, they still get the attacks hit, but like if there's any hostility in here, I'm sending people out the airlock. Isabella made her. Isabella does not care about Rolando. It's just like okay, yep.
Orlando, no.
Dave save 18. Rolando's gone.
If he's not listening to Tantalus and he's just attacking our allies,
Mhm.
same sin as Elijah's group, he's gone.
Okay. Let's see.
Impose order. Get the fuck out.
Let's see. So she's gonna take 12, and she needs to make 2 con saves. All right. Interesting. And then Rolando goes flying out the door, I guess.
Game.
So he's gone.
One defeated.
Double kill.
Oh man. Well, I guess that's one way to get out of paying child support.
One way to get rid of a slod. Terminal
The
velocity.
problem is he's
at
probably
0.
alive unless he takes fatal damage from falling.
Gonna hit terminal velocity.
Yeah, but
There
falling
is a
damage in
max
D&D
fall damage,
caps,
and
which
it's
is
like
dumb.
20d6 or something. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's-
is.
That's
which I
stupid.
think the sled HP pool is bigger than. Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
find that
He
just
took a little bit of damage though.
yeah, I'm
Oh.
just like curious. This isn't the number,
I
but
just
like,
see you roll.
what's a 20d6 look like? He might be dead. I don't know.
Might be dead.
That is for.
I shouldn't
I'm-
metagame. I have no idea what's going on.
Anyway. So, boom. First one out the airlock.
Okay. Okay. I have resolved his fate. You will find out eventually.
His dice
Flush-
has been
flush
figured out.
him
His
down the
dice have been
toilet.
rolled. The story told.
His dice have been rolled. The story told. Exactly. It is now Layla's
Rolando
turn.
doesn't survive. The baby, however.
Layla, I think, is also attacking, right?
If she looks to me for guidance, I'm gonna wave her over to me.
Oh shit! They got new slat art.
Okay. She comes
What the fuck?
across the ceiling over here. What are you telling her to do?
she's-
Oh,
She's gonna wrap her arms around me.
Oh, hell yeah.
okay.
He's just gonna like. Yep.
Then it's
Alright.
my turn.
And then it's Elijah's turn. Yeah.
Elijah
Oh my
says
God.
Arbaz was only following orders. Drop him off safely, or you will regret it. And he's gonna open his wings. And of course,
No.
the ship continues forward.
Can I go to grab him?
So you fly out the window too of your own volition.
Yep.
Can I go to grab him?
Do you have a reaction?
I do.
Yeah, he's had his turn. Make a attack roll to try and grapple.
God. Okay.
Contested against acrobatics, I guess.
No, this is just versus your AC. That's how grappling works. It's the
Okay.
the
I'll
acrobatics
do it
to
with
wriggle
the
out of it.
javelin. Since Confiteor gives the +1s to its magic weapon. So
The slat art is sweet, dude. What the fuck?
18.
Miss.
Alright.
Look at these fucking goofballs. They're in space. This
Yep.
one has a monkey. You want to hit a guy with a monkey?
I didn't
They're
hit
like
him.
Power Rangers.
It didn't hit him, so that happens.
Oh, why is it
Elijah
button in here? What the fuck?
slips through
Oh,
Jacques' fingers,
That's cool.
and then it's Jacques' turn.
Now Elijah is now the speed the ship is traveling forward, plus 90 something feet.
If we're
or
going
100
by
something
this
feet
map, he's
backwards.
400 feet away.
Yeah, I don't know how
Oh.
fast the ship travels per feet per. Yeah, but he's that far, and then another 35 times 3 feet behind.
Jacques just like watches Elijah basically leave the ship and is just like clutching his hands, and he just shouts, "Just God damn it!" And he turns to Tantalus as he's like moving to where Arbaz is, and he goes, "Tantalus, if you want to kill yourself so much, then jump the fuck out right now!" And he moves to Arbaz, and he was Arbaz put into a chair?
Arbaz is asleep.
Was he
He's just
on
buckled
the
into
floor
a
being
seat?
held
We
down by
we
Isabella.
literally
I have
sort
a
of
foot
him-
on his cape.
He picks up Arbaz and he puts him in a seat and he buckles him in.
Arbaz continues sleeping peacefully because none of that is shaking him.
And then if he has an action left, he shakes him awake.
I mean, I guess you can be rough with him and wake him up. Sure.
Yes.
He goes.
Can we be out of combat?
Yeah, we're out of combat. I think.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
Arbaz is upon seeing that he's gone is just gonna look at y'all like, what a miss.
I'm gonna
Arbaz.
I'm gonna follow Jock's command. I'm jumping out the ship.
I'm
Woo,
literally
woo.
so tired.
Isabella closed the goddamn door.
Closes the door.
Tantalus can fly. He's got fly.
No, he
I know.
doesn't.
And I have no spell
Is that-
slots.
We
is that
said
spell
this
slot?
We said this going into the dragon fight that he didn't have fly. He gave
Okay.
that up.
Well,
No, I do want to do something cunty, I think.
Oh, I
Okay.
love
Which
Kenty.
is
Go
what?
for it.
Oh,
Do it.
Try knife?
Frederick has my bag of holding.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
God.
crawl inside the bag of holding, and Frederick's gonna jump out.
okay.
Such a dick
Sure.
move.
Because last time I put bodies in the bag of holding, it was a breathing problem, and I don't breathe. Get me in there.
All right, you dive into your bag of holding. Frederick grabs it, and his skinny little skeleton body just leaps into the air and falls down out of sight of the party. And you guys are left with a greatly reduced party.
I'm going to broadcast to Elijah. Tenless jumped out of the plane. You can't respond to
Elijah
it.
dives.
Well, Arbaz, as you can see, who fucking knows at this?
We're now entirely royally screwed. The only way we managed to kill 2 saints was because of Elijah, and he's decided to throw the biggest bitch fit.
May I
really
ask
did.
a question?
You just did.
Yes,
May I ask several questions?
go for it.
Of course.
Why, if you felt that Elijah was so important, did you stop him from just doing what he wanted to do?
Because that's life. That's. I
Because
understand.
Tenless has been an ally to this. We can't just turn on each other.
Not without prior approval of the majority of the group.
Hey, you gotta vote.
I understand.
Then it's an
that
execution.
Tenless is at fault for what he did. My wife died in that spell too. But we had options. We have a fucking genie that we could have asked for assistance.
Couldn't you have let him
And I
kill
told
Tenless and then use the genie to bring Tenless back once he had gotten the murder out?
And what's to say that we would have brought Tenless back and Elijah would have just tried to kill him again?
Kind of hot.
I don't really know. I'm just asking at this moment. I'm not judging. I
It's what
am
Isabella
trying to figure out
stated.
what would have
It
happened.
is the one. It is one thing that he wanted to kill Tenless for what he did. I understand that anger and that rage. The problem is that he can't just fly off handles like this.
We didn't really
We're a
reprimand
group.
him
We
before.
Is he a child?
I cannot remember a previous time where he has attempted to murder a fellow party member.
That is true.
I can.
No,
Oh,
not exactly
yes,
in that
I
nature.
can.
When? Like, would Isabella know?
No. This is still whenever we had persistence. They tried to murder Jacques.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he was a little mind controlled at that
He
point.
tried
Yeah,
to kill
that's
Jacques on the
Isabella's. Yeah,
train. Him
Isabella
and
would remember
Elijah
that. Wouldn't
fought.
count it. Like, that's different.
Him and Elijah fought before they got on the train.
Jacques started that one.
Like, this isn't the
That
first
was Jacques'
instance of
pitch fit.
PvP, and the anger of this instance is that everyone wanted to get mad at Jacques for immediately making a choice and not taking the group effort into account, and then Elijah does the exact same
Excuse me!
thing.
Shit.
Both of my characters are very consistent on this.
I'm aware.
I have.
my
Two,
thing is-
I'm playing two
and-
different characters, and I'm still not a hypocrite.
And the other part that Jacques' mad at is that Jacques had said that he could support Elijah in what he wanted to do with his shadows, with what he wants to do with the Saint Blood. It was just communicate it.
Yep.
Like, don't keep us in the dark.
And Aerith is just kind of frustrated.
And this
As
is
a
just
whole?
once again of Elijah just holding us at arm's length and deciding that he just, through all we've been through, can't trust us enough.
And
You're
listen,
having a lot of
for
fun with that
Aerith,
plot.
Aerith was more upset by Jacques' situation because it was a personal stake. Yes, Tantalus is her friend. Well, friend?
Okay, I'm
Companion.
back.
Ally.
You
Person
didn't
that
stop
she
me from
knows.
jumping off the plane.
Acquaintance of some time.
That was your own free will, Haas.
No, I was commanded to.
You were not commanded.
Jock told me to jump off the plane, and I did.
Oh, okay, well, that's your own stupidity,
I'd
which is
go
your
into hell for
choice.
Jock. No one
Um,
appreciates this postmortem.
But
Would
yeah,
you jump out
Aerith
of?
is.
Would you jump off a bridge for him? Yes.
Well, that's your own decision, King. I can't
So
make
it's
that
just-
for you.
Yeah, so he just jumps, and then it's just Jacques Man, and then he just
What's
looks
up,
at
Dane?
Albaz, and he
I
goes,
can't do that.
I'm not. You're following orders.
Abaz, as soon as we land, you are free to go wherever you would like. We would still like your help in this endeavor.
If you
Your
go
loyalty.
wherever you may, please deliver a message to Elijah. I'd like to speak to him. Because we're not done. And he is, in his current state, a liability.
I'll let him know.
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure you should tell him to refer to him as a like. Yeah, whatever. He'll already heard it.
He
Never mind.
is. He was told that when we tried to release the other saint in the menagerie.
I'm not. I am agreeing with you. It's just. Never mind.
It is not that Elijah himself and his skills is a liability. It is not that what he knows or the information he has. It is that he is a walking time bomb.
Yep, because he could full on go true saint mode.
I don't want to.
And then the other problem that we face is that if he doesn't rejoin us, then we're done. This is as far as we can get. Because it is thanks to whatever abilities he's been able to muster that we've been managed to kill 2 of these fucking saints.
I let him know that Tenlis had jumped. He might be back.
Yeah, let's get to that. Actually,
Yeah,
So-
Elijah hears that, sees Frederick falling, and dives for them.
yeah. So you see Frederick hit the ground and just shatter into a pile of bones. Well,
Mhm.
more like bones scattered across the way. And there is a bag that he was
2 bags.
holding. 2 bags.
I'm gonna open both of them, yell at Tennis,
One
you
bag
in
only
there?
tells lies. One bag only tells truth.
I'm gonna open both of them and just say, Tennis, you in there?
Both of them say no.
Good. Stay there. Think about the fact that you killed my family and I'm pissed, and I'm gonna tie both bags shut. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm taking you back to the fucking party, and I'm gonna tie both bags shut and start following the ship.
Okay. It's gonna take a lot longer for you to get back then.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh air is so good to cure the murderous rampage from the blood.
I would just like to land and get away from all of these.
And I do shake the bag every few minutes.
Let's see.
Just
So
takes the shit out of it.
Make sure he cannot rest.
Mhm. So the ship goes like 10 times faster than you.
Mhm.
And it can make the trip in a day. That's an 8-hour day. So I'm gonna say it's gonna take you 10 days to get back. From where you are. Because you basically immediately initiated this. Like we said, it was less than 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, we said it would have been about 30 minutes because people were
Okay.
falling asleep. But yes,
Yeah.
not that much time for sure.
So that's gonna put you at getting back. So it's currently the end of day 124. So the end of day 134 at dusk. is when you'll get back to Bateau.
Yeah, I'm deciding if I want to tell them to pick me up anytime during that, though.
If you're done having your little pissy fit, you're like, guys, can you just pick me up instead, please?
Have we landed? Can I leave?
Yeah, I mean, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about on the
I'm
spaceship.
gonna
What other PvP
I'm gonna
fight
go
do
ahead
we
and
want
send
to
a
pick up?
message to them. Like,
Oh, over the combead?
no, over Diplomat's pouch. He doesn't want to talk to y'all right now. If y'all decide to
you're gonna send it
leave
to
to
me.
go somewhere for any reason, let me know.
You're acting like they killed your family, man.
No, he just wants to be alone. And also, the only reason he left the ship is because you threatened his wife, and that was the
Oh.
one thing that he wasn't actually willing to lose.
That's adorable.
That's the only reason he left the ship is there was
Oh.
no scenario in which she was about to be in danger whenever he finally got her safe.
He
That's
is the
fair.
saint of compassion.
Which
For his close family.
means he's very lucky that Rolando attacked, because otherwise I would have yanked your wife out of your arms. It's like, nope, stay.
All right. When does my shitbag husband arrive again?
You estimate you've got like, so you get back to Bateau, and you estimate you've got about 2 weeks left.
Ah,
I know as soon as we get to Bateau, Jacques is going to message for Godwin and Evelyn.
Mhm.
'Cause he's got to break the news of went to the capital and your mom's not coming home.
Okay. Let's see. All right, because Isabella's with you. I was like, you've got 3 children you need to call. She knows.
No, I don't. Isabella knows. Isabella saw. Front row seat.
Isabella knows.
And then not for nothing, Jacques is pretty much like
Mhm.
Isabella isn't going to have that reaction.
Yeah, Isabella's a pretty cool customer. So
Customers.
yeah. So actually, can we? I bet Vagabond's getting tired, and she would like to talk to the genie. Can we do that first?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So Aerith, you land. The genie is there with you. Pargear departs, presumably to go off and pillage some hapless village of its
Do we
gold.
have a spare diplomat's pouch to give him?
I don't believe you do. No.
Damn. Okay. I thank him for the assistance. It was invaluable against the Saint.
Mhm. But you do still have Mr. Shohani the Enlightened to talk to.
Right.
thank you for your help.
Of course. I owe you for getting me out of prison.
I have a favor task. I don't know if it's one that you can grant.
If it's within my power, I will grant it.
I don't know how much good it will do, or what it will do. But there are 5 bodies that we left. 5?
It was like 6.
Hmm.
There's Elijah's family and Jacques' wife were unfortunately killed in the fight. We obviously could not go and reclaim.
Hmm.
You
Ah. Yes, such mundane items are something perfectly within my power to retrieve for you.
Nothing better than a dead body being called mundane. Cool.
I would appreciate it. I know that might be a waste of a favor.
Well, you seem to be a cleric of some prodigious strength. I'm sure that they won't remain dead for very long in your
If
care,
they so choose.
of course.
Uh,
So, I shall call upon the winds to transport them here post haste. And he
I would-
raises his hand and
Elijah's
snaps, and
flying
there's a
back
great
and he
burst
sees
of
on the
wind.
wind as the dead bodies floating through the air, flying their way in.
He's like, he kind of looks up and he licks his finger and lifts it up and feels the wind. And he's like, they should be here in a few hours.
Perfect. That will give me time to rest.
They're flying faster than Elijah is.
I
Yeah, he's the
Did
master
we-
of the winds.
we can give comm beads, right?
Yeah, you've got plenty of comm beads.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one of my comm beads and I'm going to hand it.
What is this device?
I guess if that's the case, I'd give one to Pargear.
It is a communication device. You can speak to us. We can speak to you.
What a fascinating contraption. It appears to be powered by lightning?
Real
Hmm.
Something
lightning.
like.
I was just about to
Fascinating.
say real lightning.
I'm sure that you will be invaluable and later, and I'm sure you have a lot.
Yes, I must be off to the moon at once to inspect this facility that you spoke of.
Of course. And if you've learned anything that we simple-minded folk did not glean, we would be greatly appreciative if you shared that.
Oh, you don't need to put yourself down. It's not everyone that has had centuries to master the mysteries of psychohistory.
That is true. But I hope that we can call upon you in the future when hopefully we take down.
When you take down,
The Empress herself.
I would certainly be willing to consult. I'm not eager to tangle with her if one of
Neither
her
am I.
servants was so powerful. But you may have bigger problems very soon, according to my calculations.
That is true.
We should not get caught up in such petty matters as empires and mortal governments.
You
Such
make
things
a
are
fair point.
such things are transitory.
I'm going to give him a slight bow.
He
Like-
bows in return.
To the moon with you.
To the moon! And he leaps
Let's-
off and just keeps going. The finger pointing upward.
I'm going to go prepare because I'm going to be very busy for a very long time.
Mhm.
I'm going to prepare my hospital. for
Okay.
these.
Okay.
Aerith, a moment of your time before you depart.
Oh, yes, sure. What can I do for you?
He takes her into like a library that the Cartier Castle has. He goes, with him arriving in a few weeks, there was a matter that I wanted to attend to before he arrived, for your safety and your son's safety if the need should arise. And he pulls out like a scroll and he goes, I'd had this written up a while back when Joffrey was still around, as he was one of my best document writers. And as you open it up, it's a simple paper and talk that's essentially is easiest way to put it would be like adoption papers, and it says with this, it would basically proclaim you and your son as members of the Cartier family under its protection and jurisdiction should any safety or intervention need to be done. You don't need to agree to it. You don't. It needs your signature, however. But through all that we've been through, and through all that you've put up with me, I do look to you as one of my own, as a third daughter of mine, and I'm deeply worried for what is about to happen when he arrives. But will be by your side during all of it, and will assist you in any way that you need me to. You need only say the word. But don't make a decision now. Think it over. We have 2 weeks.
I'm honored. I will have to think. I will have to ask Anton.
Yes.
He's very territorial.
I'm sure that will be another sticking point in the conversation me and him will have one day.
I do believe the one that you really and truly need to fear is Regina. But
We'll cross bridges as we get to them, it seems.
Jacques,
Go.
in a few hours, meet me at the hospital. I think you'll want to be there.
Okay. All right. Give me some time to update the generals.
Of course. And I'm going to use the comm bead. Elijah, I know you're not speaking to me right now, which frankly is kind of rude. I didn't do it. I get it, but
Nothing.
Jesus. She doesn't know who Jesus Christ is. I didn't do anything. But I understand the need to be alone. I understand. I get it. Your family is currently. The remains of your family are currently on the way to my hospital. You're going to owe me a lot of money. And a drink. Maybe several drinks. But I will do what I can. It'll take me a little while. Days. If you'd like to be here for that, you and your wife. Let me know. I would love to get to know her. She seems lovely. Saw the stabbing. And I realize I'm rambling. And I stop. And I hug Jacques. And I head to the hospital.
Layla responds.
New
When
photo
it's
this.
done, send the pilot.
I like your style already. I just go off.
Okay. So then let's get back to Jacques talking to his kids. So you summon Godwin.
Yeah, and Evelyn.
And Evelyn. And they come in excited. They're excited, right? Because I assume you told them that you were gonna try and rescue their mother.
Yeah. They knew, well, they knew that we were going to the capital, and obviously Jacques is of the mindset that, like, Jacques is the person that's like, I wouldn't leave that city until I have Aurelia with me.
So a little bird flies in through your window and then expands into your middleest daughter, Evelyn. And she looks around and sees that her mother is not with you, and you can see just she's just she's tries to hide it, but you know your daughter. She is crestfallen to see that her mother's not there.
Right.
So she says, "You're back.
I am. I am.
What happened?"
Defeated the saint. But
That's good. That's good.
when we went to confront him, your mother was there. Um, he he spoke her mind. He spoke her opinions about me, which are not important. Um, but as the battle began against the saint, um, she she fell.
Fell? You don't
Yes,
mean
she was killed in the combat with the saint.
I guess it was too much to hope for.
I know. I I had every hope and belief that I could get her out of there safely, and I failed to do that for you and for your brother and your sister.
I'm, it's not.
I'd want to give something to tell you to raise your spirits. We with the ferocity of the battle and the quick escape that needed to be done with what we did, I was not able to retrieve her body and bring her home in any form.
I'm,
She didn't get turned into a skeleton. She's still up there.
You raised her.
Nope. I
We
raised a
did- we
family
did-
and another guy.
yeah, we didn't determine exactly, but
Oh yeah, I didn't determine it. You could have looked for her though.
We didn't have time. We were on a fucking dragon back.
Did
Yeah.
you even care about your wife, John?
Thanks. That was the theme of the opening round of the combat. Was do I even give a fuck about my wife?
um, so you can see she uh, reaches out just a little, and then pulls back and says, I don't know what. Thank you for telling me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see Halima."
Of course.
And she jumps out the window a little bit quick. Uh, just as Godwin walks in, he's got some,
Yeah.
you know, lordly paperwork that he's working on. He's reading through reports on the harvest and food levels, reconstruction of the city, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
He says, "Ah, Father, you're back. I was just wanting to ask for some advice on this. I'm not sure the the right priorities for these, but I guess so. How did it go?" And you can see he's kind of looking around, like he's expecting somebody else to be there too.
I just spoke with Evelyn about it. I'll tell you the same thing. We defeated the saint. He is dead. as we went to fight the saint, her mother was there, and she was killed in the first moments of the fight with the saint. With the
No. Who did it? How? He sits down in one of the chairs.
the opening moments began, a spell was cast, I believe, and it was. I would attribute that as the source of what it killed her.
This isn't like you. These kinds of you're keeping something from me.
Because the spell was cast by Tenlis, one of our allies.
Hmm.
He did not return with us fully. An altercation on the ship back.
Well, I should
happened.
imagine you gave him what for that. I mean, it's perfectly he killed your wife, obviously. He killed my mother. Obviously, you are upset with him. It's
I am.
so he's dead too then. What
I
of
do
what
not
of his
know if
forces?
he is. I do not know if he is dead or not. Last
Is-
that I saw, he jumped out of the ship.
It's so much.
Now I have to deal with a fucking were-raven.
Would his minions are they affected? If he died, would we know based on the reaction of his army?
What army?
Forces that, I mean, the thing too is like not all of the forces that we have could say were raised personally by Tenlis.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm trying to figure. Like, I legitimately do not know at this point.
It's an open question.
Okay.
At least some of them would probably continue. I mean, like you've got some elves with you, or at least you did. I don't remember if they've been destroyed or not. They might have been destroyed.
What remains of
Um,
my army is like a unit or something.
Yeah,
And we do have another necromancer that still works for us.
yeah.
Correct.
So like
Or does
it's
she? Ooh.
it's certainly a question.
And she's got the blood tree to keep her busy. At least one of them does.
So but yeah, you can see his mind is already working through the implications of basically not Noctum betraying you and the New Dawn, and is working out. He's and it's very clearly he's using it as a way to avoid thinking about his own personal connection to what's just happened.
Jacques is leaving out such crucial information.
Betrayer. That is what they call me.
That he
It is
stood
I
there
who
and
was
tried to stop
betrayed.
Elijah from killing.
No, that their mom was kind of a Empress loyal bitch.
He's not
and-
gonna leave their last thoughts of their mom as a fucking hateful bitch.
But that
Sorry,
would make
dear,
it
your
easier.
daughter's on-
Why
That
that
would
you'll
chain it
keep
from
her
"Oh, how
friend.
sad" to "Okay, good riddance." Like,
No, because
No.
he's not gonna have them be crestfallen that she died and that her last words were that her kids are abominations.
you guys have very different relationships with your parents.
Yes.
At the moment, it's the
See, this
lie
is
that
why
he
I want
wants
to die.
keep-
You know how
this
bad
is
this
the lie
is
that he
getting?
wants to keep
I'm going to have the
forever,
Teen Titans
that-
after my ass.
that they like he wants to keep this lie. So yes, he's like wearing it on his face, like trying to hide like this other information and stuff that his wife, like that's why he told Evelyn, it's like she said her words and her thoughts about me, but that's not important because he doesn't care if she's alive. He doesn't care what she thinks about him, but he's not gonna sit there and let her be hateful to the kids. They don't fucking deserve this.
Like if
Hey, Jock, what's
Eddie,
your game plan when you resurrect your wife?
if any of her siblings ask Isabella what happened, she's just gonna give them the memory of the scene of exactly what their mother said and how she died. Just like, yep, that's how it happened. All right, I'm going off to sleep.
Well, we
That
can.
makes so much sense for her.
Dude,
I
this
mean,
is
that
gonna
is
get
totally in
so bad.
character.
You lied to your kids now.
He didn't lie. He just left out some important details.
I'm leaving out the part that she called the eldest daughter an abomination, that she believes the youngest daughter is dead, and that believes that
Abominations
Godwin
are
is
hard
an
workers. They keep the
imperfect,
Undercity running.
is now an imperfect traitor.
Like, I'm just amused that Jock thinks he can keep that information from his kids with everything about Isabella.
He's not. And if they go to Isabella and they ask, and then they confront him, he's going to be like, I'm not going to let your last thoughts of your mother, like, be that she hated you all as her dying
Isabella,
words.
dear, I need you to brainwash our mother to be less annoying and hate us less. Thank you.
You don't need to brainwash her. We can just get an ice pick and a hammer real quick and lobotomize the woman when she comes
Okay,
back.
that might be worse.
I don't.
I can't wait.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Anyway,
I don't condone
This
that,
is
but
the
okay.
problematic
lot of-
aspect.
I
of
don't-
this.
said
I don't
anyway.
think any of us have
RPA.
a high enough medicine to pull that off.
right?
I
I
have a
don't know.
plus
I've had
10.
my eye poked
Um,
out. We might.
That's not the same as a pinpoint lobotomy for
So,
specific
anyway,
personality traits.
So we resurrected her mother. There she is. She's oh, let me get that. You're drooling again.
Oh, sweetie, it's just a side effect of the resurrection. Don't even worry about it.
The Cartier Sanatorium.
Jock's gonna put his hand on Godwin's shoulder. He's gonna state that I very much wanted there to be the good news that she was home and safe. I can't apologize her not being here away. I cannot ask for any sort of forgiveness in it. But I did not want to hide her fate from you or from Evelyn.
I don't want an apology. I don't. It's not even really your fault. I mean, you raised us, you taught us that we have responsibilities. We do dangerous work as nobles, as protectors of the people. And so it's not really all that strange to hear that she died in battle, died fighting for her children, for freedom. It doesn't make it any easier.
I know.
We just don't even get to say goodbye.
Ooh, that's not true.
There are ghosts in this world. You can just do a seance.
Aerith is spirit walking.
Preparing myself emotionally, spiritually.
We can gather what we can, and we can hold a service for her, at least. It won't be the same as being able to fully bury her, but he deserves something at least.
Wait, are you not bringing your wife back?
He doesn't
That's the
know.
real.
He
that's the real-
doesn't
He
know
doesn't
that
know.
Aerith talked to Shahani about the
Oh, okay.
bodies. He's only been told to come to the hospital in a few hours. So, yeah, he's in the dark about this.
Thank goodness. The only thing more expensive than a resurrection is a funeral.
Funeral.
Bankrupt the country.
So yes, Godwin puts his face in his hands and he just says, "It's all right. It's getting late. Um, I'll start arrangements in the morning." Uh, he kind of looks at the papers that he had previously. He says I think these can also wait for the morning.
Those can wait for the morning.
Uh,
Go get rest.
I just, with defeating the Saints, 2 Saints now, and freeing Montalban, Bateau, all the battles, I thought, even with the betrayal, I felt like we could do anything, but
As
I
did
guess not.
Um, it just means we have to work that much harder to ensure that everything else can be done. Or the things we can't. Just drive us more to achieve the things that we can. Very proud of you, Godwin, and what you've been doing.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Now go get some rest. You have more than earned it, Viscount.
So he picks up his papers and he's gonna retire to his chambers.
Um, if there's any of the generals or like the leaders that we have here that are awake, he will gather them and inform them of the Saints' defeat.
Some are awake. Most are asleep. It's starting to get pretty late at this point.
And he'll wait for that for the morning then.
Okay.
Get everybody all at once.
You can have a big council of war and announce it
Yeah.
for big celebration.
Yep.
And in the morning, you guys are treated to a curious sight as
Bodies are flying through the air.
there are several corpses that whiz through the air from the north and arrive on the landing platform where Aerith made her wish known to the genie. And it is Aurelia and the Dumonts.
All right, Minx, we've got work to do. I need 5 Marines, please. 6 Marines.
Yeah,
Quick, find the Dumont bodies.
sounds good.
What if
I
there
have
was there like a monkey claw and there's like a secret fifth Dumont that
It's
they
like
find?
somewhere careful, somewhere a monkey's paw is shaking
The
about the
bastard
curl.
Dumont.
The bastard Dumont.
I
We
have
need to hurry. I'm very
several
sleepy.
volunteers right here, so we're good to go.
All right, let's take these bodies down to the church. Let's be as discreet as you all can be. I'm very tired. I have 1 spell in me, and then I have to sleep. So
This is
I
in the
guess we
morning.
get to choose.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
she
in the
did
morning.
not sleep.
Right in the morning, you would have
This is the
slept.
morning.
She
You would've-
did not sleep.
Fuck.
Oh. All this time trying to
Specifically
get off the phone.
because
You're
she
waiting for the
has
body to
that spell, can go to sleep and do it again.
Oh, fair.
Okay. So you have Lord and Lady Dumont. You have Charles and Maria Dumont. And you've got Aurelia Cartier. Who do you choose to attempt to resurrect first?
Let's does Jacques show up?
You said to him, you told him to meet at the hospital in a few hours, so
Then you would see the bodies.
I guess
Good
you got
morning,
them in-
Jacques.
Or he gets there as after you shuffle them into hiding or whatever.
Good morning, Jacques.
Morning. What is it that you were needing me
Or
here
what
for?
time is it? Is it morning?
It's morning.
Yes.
Have you not slept?
No, I've been waiting for specifically this. Took a little longer than I thought. But genies, what can I say? And I show him into one of the rooms that we've made out of the cathedral, where
Yeah,
all
it-
of the bodies are laying.
There's
Everybody's
5
in a
bodies, each of them under a white sheet. I mean, to Jacques, they're all just bodies under sheets. Like, there's a lot of them around the city.
These are specifically the 5 we lost yesterday.
You spoke to Shohani about bringing them here?
I did. I promised both you and Elijah that I would do whatever was in my power to bring them. I do not break promise.
Damn, fucking stick that knife in my back, why don't you? Oh. I'm without words, Aerith. This is... Thank you.
Do not thank me yet. The biggest part of what is about to happen is their free will.
Well,
They can choose to come back, or they can choose to stay dead. I have a high, in my brain, I have an inkling, a pretty good chance that the Dumonts will wish to return. It is your wife that I'm not so sure of.
after the last conversation me and her had, I will cling to my hope.
Minx is here to provide physical support because I haven't slept, and I'm sure as soon as I cast the spell, I'm going to pass out or potentially away. Who knows?
Like the entire time she's talking to him, Minx is kind of behind her, like partially holding her up. Just like, don't mind me. I am here
Thought it was like
literally as
Minx is
support.
behind her, setting the cushions for when she falls backward, she at least lands on a soft spot.
And while Elijah is having his alone time with his wife, gross, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Peeking out of the bag. It's like, how you doing?
While Elijah is throwing his pseudo fit,
I look like
the
the Skibidi
longest
toilet, man. This
trek.
sucks.
Elijah reaches over with one hand, pushes your head back in the bag. I said stay in the bag.
You're
Shakes
here.
it again.
And
This
I
is
You
your
don't have to
penance.
deal with me if you just let me sleep.
No, this is your penance, asshole. You are not teleporting out of that bag until I put you back in front of Jacques, and you can talk to him about this, and then it's your problem.
And then he's gonna have to answer for his crimes. Anyway.
But,
That's a conversation for you and Jacques, and you're not getting out of it.
Anyway.
however, I promised Elijah that I would do this thing. Does not mean I told him when, and he is flying here, so it'll take him forever. So, let him have his. Which is not a fair pity party, I should say. Let me stay for that. You can tell she's very sleepy, and she is just rambling.
Aerith, you're rambling.
Oh, my apologies. Who do we want to start with the hardest one first, or should I resurrect Dumont?
I suppose we should. I feel I've broke bad news when there's a chance for good endings.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
I
Do you want to call your kids?
don't want them to be
It's his
here.
choice,
He
but
does not come back.
yeah, let us wait until after.
I would want to see if she comes back. I will call them back.
You
If
can't
she
keep
doesn't,
keeping
we can at
secrets
least-
from your children, Jacques.
I'm not going to bring them back to give them hope that we could resurrect her, and then they see their mom refuse to return to life.
Yeah, I think you're making the safe choice there.
Like, this is the whole thing of, if it works, he can at least like bring the kids in to be like, we through Aerith's Aerith's power, they brought her back, and if she doesn't, we at least have a body to bury.
Exactly. Now,
If
I am
anything,
charging Elijah for my service. However,
also, you should probably tell your kids if it works that this is a miracle brought along by her God. You know, to help support the church. Make them converts.
There's the propaganda
Minx.
machine.
That?
I like pat his face.
I
Oh,
mean,
Minx.
your magic is through the blessings of your God. Am I saying something that isn't true?
No, it's just very sweet of you. All right, let's get this done so I can go to bed and then do this 4 more times.
Sounds good.
All right, and I'm going to I'm gonna go to her body.
Mhm.
I resurrect.
Let's see. It's an hour-long process. Let's see. So, what does it look like for Aerith to cast the spell?
Did you watch Arcane?
I have not. No.
You should.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Someone
Lord. Anyway,
babysit his kids so he can take an evening off.
We need to take an extra couple weeks
mean,
break so that way Thor can watch Arcane.
I don't play League, so it was like, I mean,
You
it
don't
might be
have to.
good.
That's the glory of
one,
the show.
one I'll say to you don't have to, because I've had people watch Arcane, not play League, and ask, should I play League? And I'm like, no.
Honestly,
No.
you're better off
Fantastic
not.
show. Terrible game.
You're actually better off not playing League and watching the show. You will enjoy it a lot more.
Yup.
The characters
Because
are
you'll be
completely
free
different.
of a lot of the lore and a lot of the characters that weren't involved.
The only thing you'll miss is you won't be able to sit there and go, oh, that was Warwick's W, or shit like that. Like, that's the only
I
thing you're
see.
missing.
One of the top.
Really,
three
you'd just be
animes
sitting
of
there
all
going, "Where's Doctor Mundo?
Just not an anime. It's...
Where's Doctor
time. Close
Mundo?
enough.
Where's Fiddlesticks anyway?
If France is gonna stick hard to Champagne being only from the Champagne region of
Fine.
France, no.
Western anime.
Top
Anyway.
one Western anime ever. Then
It's not even an anime style, it's a completely different one.
Anyway.
top one animated piece
So-
of media.
So
Thank you.
so what from Arcane does this look like?
I was thinking specifically of a mixture of Mel's magic later.
Okay.
Aerith has that sort of like rivulet stemming from her Lichtenberg scars. Of that
Right, one
iridescent
second,
light.
looking it up.
Aerith kind of looks like this.
That's pretty fun.
But the body would have matching, sort of like Victor's stuff when he touches.
Okay.
But sort of, yeah, stemming from her Lichtenberg scars, and I think jutting out to sort of surround, to bring, like, Jacques into this moment, and Minx, because Minx is, like, is here. It's sort of, like, this bubble of iridescent, not even a bubble, but, like, lightning rifts of iridescent light surround everyone who's involved in this.
Okay. So you're basically like charging her up. lightning.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
as
you-
she touches her, she lays, what is it? A diamond. If she lays the diamond on Aurelia's chest.
Mm-hmm. And where is Jacques during this? Are you at your wife's side?
Yeah. If he's brought into this and the light like courses through him, like in her like Aerith's like courses through him and stuff, it will then like have a tinge of like silver flame with it.
So you're kind of assisting with the ritual. So you hold on to your wife. You're kind of holding, the traditional bedside. You're holding her hand, kind of calling her
Yeah.
back as Aerith is the energy charges up slowly in Aerith and then starts leaking into her body, and her body is glowing brightly. And at the apex of the spell, you see the diamond crumple into dust and blow away. There's a twitch in the body. Her hand raises up, holds onto yours. She looks you in the eye. Her body is blazing with light, and she says, "Not in this life, not in the next. With death, let us part." And she falls back to the table as her body smokes and goes out.
The light leaves Aerith in like sort of how it does in Mel's the gif, like coming off of her, and Aerith slumps immediately, just full dead drop.
Jock goes to catch her.
That's what Minx is for.
Minx is literally like prepared, like
Yeah.
right behind her. He's been waiting for
Oh.
this.
Yeah. Well, then Jock just sits there and just. In the stunned silence, and he lets go of her hand. Takes his wedding ring off and he sets it on her hands. Puts the sheet back over her.
Oh, you should take the diamond out of that thing.
No diamonds in it.
Damn it.
Rayleigh's favorite color was green, so there's lots of emeralds in it.
You just made me real
He's like-
sad.
Lays his
Yeah, this
wedding
is a
ring there.
bummer.
Sort of like he sets like her hands like across over her chest with her left hand over her right, and then like next to her wedding ring, he sets his wedding ring there. Covers her with the sheet. Leans down, like kisses where her head is, and then without a word, he just walks out. And if Minx looks and stuff as he leaves out of the cathedral, there's a hitch to his shoulders as he's looking. As just Jock begins to just tear up and cry as he leaves.
Comrade, now might not be the best time. What are your people's funeral rites?
Just don't move her. I will come get her in a bit.
Okay. I'd be
think
happy
we're
to do it
off
if you
on it.
desire, just letting you know.
I will thank you, Minx, for everything. But in this, I will take care of it.
All right, comrade. Here. He's just gonna kind of pick up Aerith then to carry her off to bed. Which I assume is somewhere within her own hospital.
I'm sure there's a bed.
Just toss her in next to all the corpses.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So let's see. So where we stand here, you guys are still reconvening. What do you want your next move to be? Just like as a party, just to take the last 20 minutes here or so to kind of discuss strategy.
So we have 2 weeks until the Duke arrives.
Yeah.
I need 4 days.
You need 4 days.
I need
So-
4 days.
So that gives us 10 days after
Mhm.
this until the Duke arrives. Which gives us, like, I think a week after that until the fucking until the timetable is at the end.
Yep.
Real quick, can we get Can we flash forward through these 4 days? Just so I can we can get Elijah back so we can have Elijah talk about plans? Or
Yeah. So
because I don't think the other ones will be as dramatic.
yeah, we can also do a like if you guys say you just want to like prepare for the Duke's arrival, you can just give more general instructions like we
Well,
might have an adventure.
Well, we kind of need to know
what I mean is like
where two people are.
with my
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Elijah is coming back and he's
So,
bringing Tenelus.
like,
So
getting Elijah, Tenelus, and then
They don't
Tenelus
know
has
that.
to fucking answer for his crimes.
mhm.
I killed
So-
a
so-
woman that hates you. Oh man,
so-
the
so
charge
we
must be
can-
steep.
You wouldn't answer to me. You would answer to the Viscount.
Okay. So we can go through the Dumonts and then we can open up next week with Elijah's return with Tenelus.
That's not going to take more than like 3 minutes
Oh, okay.
for Elijah's portion of it at least. I don't know about Tenelis's, but yeah.
Every time we
Um,
say that,
Yeah.
No, it's really
limits.
not. Elijah literally shows up, drops the bag of holding that Tenelus is in because he popped his head out in front of Jacques and said, "There's your sorcerer. We probably don't have time to deal with another saint before her husband gets here. Call me when you need me," and leaves. If anybody else tries to talk to him, he just fucking ignores them. You can say it
Elijah.
as I walk out, but yeah.
How dare you? I brought your family back, you wank. She would not say that. She would be hurt.
But Layla's nowhere to be seen.
Of course.
Will you be
Okay.
here for him? Elijah.
I think
I'm
he's
gonna yell at
literally
him. No, she said that they're the fucking combeans. You can't escape me.
You can't leave.
Also,
said
you
you
get
could
rid
get
of
out
your
of my voice,
combeans,
right?
I'll just cast sending. You can't escape me.
We'll send it through the diplomat's pouch. You can't escape me.
Yeah, that's the only input Elijah has for the moment.
Mhm.
That's it.
Big baby. Do you talk to your family? Do you hang out with your family? If they choose to be alive again? You pay me my money.
If they choose to be alive again, I assume they're in cells. Because they did all work for the Empire, and he'll get to that.
That is up to Jacques.
Mhm.
They would like if Aurelia chose to come back, she would be like imprisoned to her quarters. The Dumonts get to go where the fucking uncle is. Like Elijah
Which is
gets
a really fucking nice cell. Yeah.
which is Elijah because it just put them there and just be like Elijah, like they're in the cell, go fucking deal with them.
All right. What do you want to run through? Who ends up accepting?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So Elijah's parents and sister decline.
Damn.
Only his brother Charles accepts.
Damn, they'd rather be in hell.
These guys aren't. You don't know where these guys are going. They're not contractually obligated to go to hell.
I'm going into the afterlife to put them in hell, you little son of a bitches.
Well, we can run that adventure later.
You're going to the fucking slop farms to be pressed into demon shapes.
And that's supposed to be a punishment?
You have your entire personality and memory and everything that's about you pressed away and drained away so you be made into a generic demon? Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
Well, when you put it like that.
Hell's not good, folks.
I guess I should add because she didn't do it for the Aurelia one because fuck that bitch. Aerith is speaking to them, or maybe she was during the Aurelia one. But as the spell goes off, she is talking.
Mhm.
She is coaxing them back.
Yeah. The answer is still the same. Only Charles is willing to come back. The other three go down
If
with the
it's gonna-
ship.
If it's because we made fun of their ruffles, that was a Mindscape version of them. It doesn't
Dude, I
count.
really wasn't paying attention. I forgot about the
I will
ruffles.
make fun of their ruffles now.
I returned.
Welcome back.
Okay, well, you got your
I
brother
was so
back.
distracted by the Saints' mechanical legs. I didn't know you're making fun of people.
We made fun of their
Everyone
ruffles in the Mindscape way back when we were
But
Yeah.
I
dealing
should
with
go back to the town so I can get
when
those
we were dealing with
mechanical
the
legs.
trial for Jacques' new subclass.
Where's the genie? I wish for those mechanical legs.
You guys already
Anyway,
used up your wish with the genie. So yeah. So he's in a cell.
Genie, I want a big bubble butt.
I would, keeping my promise, I would comms Layla because she's more reasonable.
Mhm.
And be like, it is done. 3 of them chose to decline. 1 chose to return. I'm sorry I could not do more. Cannot force them back. And Aerith kind of takes it pretty hard that 4 people decided not to.
Yeah.
She wasted 4 days, 5
You know who else
days.
takes it hard? Our friggin' treasury.
why? 5,000 gold.
Yeah. How much gold do we have?
We have a
Like-
county's income.
Yeah,
If we want to, like,
Well, here's the thing.
if it was that
So-
case, Jacques could cover 4 of those.
Well, yeah. So Elijah finds out that only his brother came, right? Because he told Layla that when he was on the way back with the pilot, or before the pilot came, one of the two.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said when we were done
Okay.
doing the pilot.
So that will change how he does this a little bit. He shows up, drops a bag of 10 grand, which is every bit of gold he had on him still. Says, put him in his own cell. Every comfort he wants, the gold will cover it. Tenelus is in the bag. Call me when I have something to kill, and leaves.
Use your input, you moody bitch.
You get back here, you evil bastard.
he has already
I just took the 10.
demonstrated.
I just took the 10k gold off my inventory. Feel free to add it back to yours, Harith.
Thank you.
However
You
much
can
you
use
didn't
your
spend.
input, you moody bitch.
He has already demonstrated that he does not have clear decision-making abilities. This is for the best.
Yeah. If he were to make a decision right now, it would be to continue to kill Tenelus and then start murdering just so many fucking people. So he's just done for a minute.
And that's fair. And Aerith gets it. Like,
Mhm.
she's
He's-
just frustrated and tired.
He's very much wants to kill just so many people.
When you try to take Tenelus out of the bag, you actually retrieve a Frederick, and Tenelus is actually on the bag that's on Elijah.
Oh my god.
He drops both.
Damn.
There's no reason
Well,
for him to
now I'm
hold
in the
both.
other bag.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
no, he wants to kill Tenelus and then Isabella, and neither one of those things is going to be helpful.
Yeah. So I guess, is there anything you guys want to do before we do kind of like a montage into confronting Eileen, or not Eilena, Aerith's past?
We can do that too.
I don't out of character. I don't think we would have time to both track down, kill, and get back from a saint within
the
2
only one that
weeks
we,
No.
with
well,
time
no,
to prepare.
it's
Yeah.
10 days.
I kind of
It's 10
assume.
days.
I also kind of assume that a saint might be heading our way regardless, and we have to deal with both of them. So.
Yeah.
Very possibly.
Don't we have a submarine?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
This
guy
little
heading?
fucking airplane is fast as hell.
Okay, yes, but isn't the Duke whatever headed here on a ship?
Yeah.
Is there a reason we cannot use the submarine to sink the ship?
Because that it would endanger my son.
Is there a reason we can't use the submarine to sink other ships in the fleet?
Yeah, I mean, there's you guys have mechanical rules for the submarine. You guys have a fleet. It's like there will be a fleet battle probably.
What if we
Uh,
now hear me out? We're gonna add this to the list of crimes. What if we sneak onto the boat and we kidnap your son?
He's in
See,
Ubrana.
before
what?
before all of the stuff went down, like before all of this stuff with the Capitol went down, like after the Saint of Glory, like that's what Jacques was like. Jacques had planned to like talk to Elijah to be like, hey, do you think you could like send one of your shadows into Urbana to like spirit the kid away? Like get the leverage away from the Duke while he's here and we're dealing with him. But
Arbaz is
obviously,
right there.
but Arbaz doesn't take orders from Jacques. He takes orders from the
Arbaz
piss
does.
baby that ran off.
You could ask.
It was more
Arbaz
of
is
he
his
wanted-
own man.
It,
I
if
understand,
Right.
and it's all, but it's also of Elijah wants to be the one who wants to lead these shadows in the new world. Jacques going to treat him like that, so all this stuff's going to go through that because he's not going to give Arbaz an order for then Elijah to be like, "No, countermand that. You're going to go do this."
Well, I mean, Arbaz can also just ask Elijah if he can do that. Arbaz and Aerith have hung out. We're kind of chill.
Like if that's the case, then yes, like he would ask Arbaz if he could somehow get to Urbana to.
does
like,
Isabella
get-
know that the kid is being held as leverage in Urbana?
You do not know exactly where the kid is. No. The two possibilities would be
with the Duke.
with the Duke, with the Archduke, or back in the capital.
Okay, so
Yeah.
once Elijah throws his hissy fit and leaves, and Isabel is aware of that, and like all the things together, she would go to Arbaz and like, I do not know if Elijah has other plans for you, but if you wish to not be here but do something that is contributing to the greater whole, Aerith would appreciate the safe return of her child, who could possibly be in Urbana.
Urbana's pretty far away. How soon do you need that done?
It depends on when their fleet is arriving. It is mainly a suggestion so that you do not have to awkwardly be here waiting for Elijah to return when he does not.
Hmm.
It would also be a small favor for Aerith, who went out of her way and tried to resurrect Elijah's family.
I mean, that's his debt to pay.
This is true.
I do like Aerith though, so that's a more compelling argument.
It is also far less awkward than you sitting around here waiting for the rest of them to get over their petty disagreements.
Hmm. It is kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, people are dying all the time here.
Exactly. We have many soldiers who have family as well. I do not see us spending 1,000 gold every time one of them dies. There is a clear bias in our decision making that I do not agree with. It is a waste of resources.
You would say that. All right, you convinced me.
It is
So good.
appreciated.
I'll see what I can do.
I trust your
are we-
skills.
You're a cold-blooded psychopath. I like you. I'll do it.
Can I borrow that spaceship of yours?
Is the pilot loyal to Elijah or loyal to the party?
I believe the pilot is loyal to the party.
To the party?
Like
Yeah,
Elijah
oh.
trained him, but he's
Yeah.
he's like a converted soldier.
Yeah.
So.
If Jacques
there-
and Aerith give their
There
permission-
is at least one UDC.
A Dragonborn one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the yeah.
Yeah, that's party resources. Isabel's not given to go ahead of that, but it's like, yeah, if Jacques and Aerith give
If
their
it-
permission,
If they're using the ship for that, that would make it easier to get the kid out. Jacques is for that.
Okay. So he's gonna take the ship. So he can make it in time to get the kid out before the big confrontation.
If that's where the kid is.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Arbaz winks at Aerith on the way out.
Okay. So that's going
If we're doing
on.
nothing for 10 days, Noctum's gonna like experiment on the fucking Guflias tree because he's like, man,
A moment.
Elijah can become a
Jacques,
lunatic
Jacques
at any
gonna have a
moment.
talk with Jacques gonna have a talk with Tennelus about this shit.
Oh, did your wife that hates you still hate you when you try to resurrect her? I'm sorry that happened.
Oh my god.
Just so you know, that is 80% of the reason that Elijah's not there. Because if Tennelus had said something like that in his earshot, he just would have
He
tried to
wouldn't
kill him
have.
again. It's like 80% of the reason he's not there.
Yeah, but maybe you'd get over it if I did that to you. This is the master plan.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta make him angry enough, and then he'll actually remain in the city. Nah,
You
for
said
real.
to me
Hello.
on that ship.
No, wait.
You said
Hello,
to me
wait.
on that
Hello,
ship
Cartier.
to let things happen. You wanted Elijah to kill you.
The most pragmatic path forward.
And yet here you stand. Which now has to come under the questioning of why you did what you did during the battle, knowing who all was in the vicinity of your spell. Could have picked a different option. You had to go kill 5 hostages, basically.
Who are those people?
Elijah's family, his
That's what he was
mother,
mad
father,
about.
brother, sister, and my wife. You cannot continue to play stupid with this stuff. People's lives are in the balance, Tennelus. Do you actually care about what's happening? Or are you here for some entertainment? Because we have, as much as we've let Elijah get away with things, we have also let you get away with a lot of things. Your little sabbatical while you were away, after we fought Nibirius.
I have heard about that. Why are so many prisoners of war gone, Jock? Where do they go?
Can I get a straight answer out of you for once, instead of cryptic bullshit?
Well, you care about the lives of so many, but none of you were smart enough to stop Elijah from just selling off tons of prisoners of war to hell.
We weren't there for that. Blah, 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 blah.
Sorry, I'm just making allusions because Elise told me a bunch of prisoners are gone, and now I see a bunch of diamonds running around. What is this rebellion, Jock? What kind of message are we broadcasting to the world right now?
At the moment, that we do nothing but cavort with demons and the undead.
Exactly.
You have been with this campaign since its inception. I invite terrible ruin upon myself by allowing you to continue with crimes that are at your feet, with innocents that you have murdered, knowing very well there are innocents that are blood that is on my hands, on Elijah's hands, on everyone's, except for Aerith's
How innocent are
being
they, really?
share gems.
Because really, if
There's
things are on the
people-
other hand, I killed an Alvarez loyalist. Actually, killed 5 of them. I killed that whole room was Alvarez loyalists.
With Elijah's intent for his family, I cannot speak for him. That can be his words said These can be his words said when he is more calm and fit for conversation. But I will say this, that no matter how loyal to the Empire my wife was, she didn't deserve to be murdered like that. She could have been incapacitated and removed from the battle. She would have still been alive.
Is that what
I
would make you
know that
happy, Jock? Them being alive and hating you?
they would have still been here. My children could have still seen her. I don't care how she thinks about me. I don't care how she would have thought about me, or if she attempted to kill me for the rest of my days. What I matter is that the opportunity of her being reunited with her children was taken from her. I blame the Empire for her beliefs that her children that she thought that her children were freaks and dead and abominations and failures, but I still believe that she deserved the chance to see them again. That they deserved the chance to see her again. And that was taken. A
Well,
price
you
has
gave
to
them
be
a
paid
second
for that,
chance, and she didn't
Tendler.
want it, so your freedom priest did a pretty good job. See, the problem here, Jock, is you seem to only care about your damn family, when there's a whole world at stake here. I don't really have a strong opinion about one woman seeing her family again, Jock. I've seen my whole country die. I'm over it.
We go deciding that one person's wishes aren't important over the course of many. Eventually, we find ourselves in a dark place. We are here for the hopes of everyone, yes. There are problems with it. Thoughts and beliefs they conflict with each other, they clash. It's what happens, and we tread that territory as we come to it, but we cannot sit here and believe that we can make the choices for others. They have to make those choices for themselves. And what happened was that a choice was made against three people's wills.
I was paying enough attention to hear her make her choice, Jock.
He made her choice, correct. But it was the whole. It's
So
the
what are the
whole
sons
point.
of the stars of the night sky and the high hopes and ambitions and flowery bullshit you're spouting matter? Jock, Alvarez is going to destroy this entire planet. I don't care. I'd like to continue existing onwards. So thus, I want to stop Alvarez. Your family's a distraction, Jock.
Kindle the light, shelter the light, be the light, preserve your own light. They are not distractions, they give me my strength, they give me my hope. Persistence said that this rebellion instilled hope, it was giving him hope. I fight, and I do what I do to give them the better future, to give them the chance before it's taken from them against their will. That is why I do this. And it can be said to the ends of the earth that I make the wrong decisions, that I make the selfish ones, that I'm always distracted. But there is so much more, and we cannot lose ourselves along the way to do this. So, I leave you with this, Tenelus.
You're still only
forgave.
thinking about your close personal circle, Jock.
thinking
Your
about
hope
the
depends
peace that
only
we've
on your
lost.
family? Is that all that matters?
We all fight for our own reasons, and we come together for the greater purpose. Okay? I sound conflicting, I know. I sound hypocritical, and I am hypocritical. And it's just, I will
You just
face
asked for an
that.
apology. I'm sorry I killed your wife, Jock.
As I forgave Nibirius for what he did, I will forgive you for what you've done.
I accept your apology.
But others will seek their own justice, Tantalus, and you will answer for what you did to those people in time.
5 people. Hmm.
Question why I stood between you and that blade, it seems.
Do you know how many key people we
I
killed in
will
the
leave
capital
you
today,
to
Jock?
your devices, Tantalus.
I'm gonna have to
Be
think about how
ready
to broaden your view.
when we go to fight the next enemy. And Jacques walks off.
Hmm. So many problems to deal with. How? Paladins. I'm gonna go to the Gothilas tree. Gonna cut off a
Now I'm
branch.
gonna go to bed.
'Cause I gotta figure out how to deal with the Elijah problem before he goes full saint. And I don't know alchemy.
Okay.
And that's all I'm doing for the next 10 days.
One other thing as we do in these next 10 days, Elijah is going to fuck off somewhere and find a cleric to cast restoration on him.
Okay. Hmm.
I'm right here.
Uh-huh.
He's gotta find a different cleric.
Can't believe I'm not cleric enough for your cleric.
He's a little pissed at you too. He's a little pissed at everybody.
Rude. I literally was going to let you kill him. Remember that.
Minsk is just grooving.
Minx is grooving. So yeah, I think that's that. I think now we just hunker down for the Archduke
Yep.
to arrive.
All right. I think we're good for tonight then.
Yeah, good for a couple weeks.